right? Hello. So like before we actually get into like the meat of this video, like I'm a bit ill, so I sound a bit weird. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say for the start. We're just gonna get straight into it, bro. So, Royal High. Royal High is a Roblox game, and it has been one of the headline Roblox games for the past 7 years, mainly revolving around its dress-up aspect. Numbed down, Royal High is just pretty much a game about dressing up as a little princess and going to a royal school set in a castle and shagging Jake in the dorms. But, you know, it's just a little innocent game for little girls to dress up and live out their little princess fantasies, right? And with a concept so innocent, you wouldn't expect it to be the centre of controversy. Well, it is. Ever since its like major downfall after 2021, every few months, weeks, or days even, the game gets flagged by its own player base and creators for reasons that range from something as insignificant as overpriced items and having to like grind on the game like excessively to poor representation of culture and ethnic groups, or just like literally blatant racism. Like, look, that is low. But I'm not here to discuss with you all the flaws of Royale High, because Royale High simply has too many flaws to be discussed all in one video. So I'll just be focusing on the most recent flaw as of July 2024. Releasing a toy line. Specifically, releasing dolls. Right, I mentioned this like a bit ago, but the game is 7 years old, right? So the player base, like its original player base, has grown with it. So most of the player base is actually like 10 or like 15, with like the minorities like being like 18 plus. Like there are literal adults on this game. So not necessarily the greatest demographic of people to sell toys to, but like, you know, you do you, Barbie. But, you know, Barbie and the developers really just said, whatever, who gives a shit? There are some kids that play our game, so let's just see how much we can milk them. And they released it anyway. It is the Valkyrie Lumina doll, and my god, where do I begin with this doll? And like, don't get me wrong, bro, like it's not terrible, but it's also like not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And like, I think they might have had the budget, because what is that face? But you know what, I'm not here to judge the way the doll looks, but what I can judge is the price. I would like you to just take a minute and just guess how much this doll is. Just guess. It's a Roblox toy, it's a doll, right? It's for kids. Kids are meant to be able to afford this. It's $50. $50 for my Brits out there, that's £45. £45 for this. This is what you're spending 45 or 50 of your precious little doubloons on. However, like, the only good thing about this doll is that it does like contain like a little virtual code, like you can see in the box, and like it can be redeemed to like receive like an entire set in Royale High. And like, listen, right, the set is quite pretty, I can't lie, it is quite nice. Like, look at it, it's quite nice, right? But I just don't think it's worth it, because like, you know what, I would much rather, with my little 45 doubloons, I would much rather buy like Robux and just get the Ghost of Triumph set, because like that's like for kids who have like cancer and that, and, like it's actually making a difference other than just like, you know, having a doll in my room. Like, listen, all you clutch your purses, all you little collectors who hold onto your little Miku doll so tight, listen, I'm not bashing like collectors or people who like collect limited edition stuff, because like the doll is limited edition, right? Like there was only 1,500 of it, but like, come on, 50 quid, not 50 quid, 45 quid, $50, really? It's just like, the sad part is that it's so clear that Royale High is milking it and that they're really desperate to make money, but I get that's mainly because of the boycott that's been going on for like the past few months. Like a few months ago, the boycott began, and like it's still going on now. Like Royale High used to reach like hundreds, thousands of players every day, like around like 2022, 2021 type of stuff, but like now it like struggles to reach even 10,000 for like over an hour. The player base has dropped significantly, and they just really need money. But like, aside from how expensive and ugly and just not worth it this dollars, it's made by a company called Jazzwares, and Jazzwares is just a toy company that has a partnership with Roblox, right? And the thing is that this partnership is very, very strict, and by that I mean that if a Roblox game, let's just take Royale High as an example, wants to make toys or dolls or anything that they can sell that is like related to toys and stuff like that, they have to do it through Jazzwares, or else they won't be allowed. Like, I think a good example of this is, I think it was PetSim X that tried to make like toys with like a different company other than Jazzwares because they didn't support what Jazzwares supports. I'm about to tell you, right? And they got like dead ass like told off and reprimanded, and they weren't allowed to release those toys. So yeah, it has to be done through Jazzwares. But the worst thing about Jazzwares is that they very, very openly support Israel. Like, very openly. Like, look, just like outright just says it. We stand firmly with Israel. So, whoopsie. And the thing is that Royale High knew about Jazzwares supporting Israel, I'm pretty sure, but they still chose to make toys with them and are planning to release more, which doesn't make it better at all. Like, at that rate, I feel like once you find that information out, you just shouldn't make a toy line. You should just stop and be like, you know what? No, let's just not make toys, right? But no, Royale High did it anyway, and because this doll was a limited edition, they only made 1,500 units of it, and they were all sold out within like the first like day that the doll was out. And since they're all $50 each, like, let me do the math for you, right? And there's 1,500 of them. 50 times 1,500 is 75,000. $75,000 that went towards war and like death and just no. And as of recording this, it's Saturday, July 13th. Royale High is yet to make a statement. They haven't said anything about this. They haven't at all acknowledged that Jazzwares supports Israel or anything. They've just kind of gone on with their lives and just chosen to ignore it, which is just honestly a bit immature, a bit disgusting. Just talk about it, bro. At least try and defend yourself. But you know, I guess all we can do is wait and like boycott Royale High again. But that's probably not happening because most of the players are boycotting anyway. But yeah, that's the video, I guess. Thanks for watching. If you want me to make like more in-depth videos about this once I'm not sick, I will do. But yeah, now I need to edit it. Fucking hell. Oh my days.